with a Billy Joel cover song. We're excited to have you. First off, you are originally from Wisconsin, so just tell us a little bit about yourself and how you got started in music.
Yeah, I'm from Eau Claire, Wisconsin, and I grew up there most of my life. I have loved music from a young age, and I really started writing my own music probably in the early days of high school. Wow. My dad had a guitar like laying around the house and was kind enough to let me kind of take it
practice
more often than I probably should have. And so I started learning other people's songs, and then it kind of naturally evolved and expanded into writing my own music. Played in a couple bands when I was younger, and then more recently have been writing and performing my own songs.
For someone who has not heard your sound yet, how would you describe it?
I would say right now it's kind of a blend of like folk and Americana, and inspired by a lot of the people that I listen to. I really love like Patty Griffin, Sheryl Crow, Fleetwood Mac. So
yeah.
Kind of a mix of a lot of different influences, a lot of female, singers and writers too. Yeah.
And I like that you said right now, this is what it sounds like, because that can always change, right?
Yeah.
And it evolves with you.
Yeah.
Your debut album, it was centered around the trauma from the death of your brother who was killed by a drunk driver. Your second album is called Shadow Boxing, and so that's a much different direction than the first.
Yeah, the first record really was about processing loss and grief, and that was a difficult record to write and record, but something I knew I needed to do. And Shadowboxing has been more about a lot of life that has happened since and in between.
Yeah.
Love songs about my now husband, the experience of just growing up and finding your way in the world as a person and as a musician and artist. And so, yeah, kind of a collection of songs about
your story.
Last few years, yeah.
Yeah. A couple of years ago, you went viral with the cover of Billy Joel's Vienna. What was that moment like?
That was really fun and unexpected. It kind of came out of nowhere. It was one of the songs like that I did really more quickly than anything else I've ever made. A couple of friends of mine, Jordan Ruiz and Ben Greenberg, kind of got together and created this cover and put it up maybe within a couple months, and it just kind of someone found it on TikTok, and then it's just spread from there. So
that's how these things happen now. And it's like, I'm sure you wake up one morning and you're like, what just happened?
That was exactly
overnight?
the feeling. I was just like, wait,
is this real?
Yeah.
But it's really cool.
It was really nice too, because I was kind of at a point where I had been putting out music, and I was kind of starting to ask myself, like, nothing's really kind of like reached a lot of people yet, and like thinking about reflecting on that, and maybe what does that mean about my path and things like that. And then like a couple months later that happened, and it was just a really nice boost of energy and like motivation to keep going.
Reinforce that you are on the right path. Well, we're happy to have you here in Boston, and good luck. You're an incredible talent.
Thank you so much.
Well, we are celebrating the annual New Kids on the Block Day here on the ReMix. This week marked 36 years since then Governor Michael Dukakis declared April 24th the honorary New Kids on the Block Day back in 1989. And there's also some big news for the New Kids. The band will be bringing their talents to Las Vegas for a run of 24 shows at MGM that starts on June 20th and will run on selected dates until early next year. Jordan Knight spoke to the executive producer of CBS News Boston about the show in Las Vegas and the band's dedication to their fans.
We have 24 shows and counting, actually. We've always thought about doing Vegas. We've always toured the country, and we kind of figured one day we would end up in Vegas doing a residency. Back then when we used to talk about it, we kind of joked about it, saying like, it's almost like that's where kind of like live acts go to die, basically. But now it's kind of like, it's cool now. Going to Vegas is cool. Like, all the big names go to Vegas, and it's kind of like a notch in your belt. So we were like, what about that idea of going to Vegas? And we were just thinking it over for the past few years, and we finally did it. And Vegas responded. People are responding. We think it'll be a lot of fun. We always try to make a new, fresh show, and this is what it's gonna be. It's gonna be a new, cool show that kind of reflects what Vegas is all about, which is kind of like fun and glamour and just letting loose. Art. There's a lot of great shows there that really are just kind of like elevated, and that's been the word that we've been using. We have to elevate each song and make it a little different, but stay true to ourselves.
The band also announced they will reissue Step by Step to celebrate the 35th anniversary of its release. That will be available on June 13th. We've got much more to come. Hannah Connelly will be back. Hear her incredible voice in one of 2 performances next on The Remix. Welcome back to The Remix. With her first performance, here is Hannah Connelly.
Hi, my name is Hannah Connelly, and this song is called Bags Are Packed. Waking up lately, losing time, counting the hours down to 5, constant
always been heavy on my mind. I'm gonna stay up, no matter what the sun will be bringing. I'm gonna stay up with you. All I know, so much waiting right outside that door. All I know, bags are packed and I'm ready to go. My bags are packed and I'm ready to go. I see it all when I close my eyes, chasing a piece of open sky, something I can't ignore, nothing I'm wanting more, thinking it might be time to try. I'm gonna stay up, no matter what the sun will be bringing. I'm gonna stay up with you. All I know, so much waiting right outside that door. All I know, bags are packed and I'm ready to go. Bags are packed. It's something I can't get rid of. Oh, it's running in my veins. Mama didn't raise no quitter, so it has to be this way. Oh, it's always been this way. All I know, so much waiting right outside that door. All I know, my bags are packed and I'm ready to go. My bags are packed and I'm ready to go.
Well, coming up on the Remix, a documentary at the Boston Independent Film Festival tackles a tough topic, facing a terminal illness by living life to its fullest. We speak to the film's director about this incredible, uplifting experience. Well, this week, the Boston Independent Film Festival kicked off, and one of the films featured was a heartbreaking but also uplifting documentary about a battle against cancer. The film's creator spoke with our executive producer about the movie and what he wants audiences to learn from the experience.
So the documentary is about the poet laureate of Colorado. Their name's Andrea Gibson, and I had never heard of Andrea. I'm not a huge poetry or spoken word fan, and so although they are kind of the rock star of spoken poetry, it wasn't someone that was familiar to me. But I go way back with Tig Notaro, the comedian, who's a producer on our film, and Tig and Andrea have been friends for decades. Tig was beginning her stand-up career in Boulder in the early 2000s when Andrea was beginning in poetry. And Tig approached me about potentially making a documentary about her friend who was facing stage 4 ovarian cancer, but facing end of life with a remarkable new lease on life and cherishing of life. And so it sounded like a pretty bleak and sad documentary, but once Tig sent me a few of Andrea's performances and I got to know Andrea a little bit, I realized how incredibly joyful and funny this film could be. I mean, Andrea is one of Tig's best friends, so you can imagine how funny Andrea is as well. And so it was kind of a way of subverting the stereotypical terminal illness film, which are so sad and depressing. And this was one that was going to be done with a lot of optimism and humor.
What do you want audiences to come away with after they see this movie?
I mean, it sounds cheesy, but I feel like once you get to experience, an hour and a half with Andrea and Meg, it's hard not to cherish the moments that we do have with our loved ones. That's been the biggest reaction I've seen from people coming out of this film, is a lot of people saying, "Ooh, I wasn't sure I wanted to come see this." And I feel so happy after having watched it. Like, there are tears for sure after this film, but what I'm noticing when audiences come out there are like huge smiles, and a lot of people coming up to and saying to me, like, I came out of the theater and I wanted to call my wife right away, or my husband right away, or my children right away. And so I think that's what I want audiences to take away, is this idea of how the brevity of life, and that it took Andrea, who's only in their 40s, took Andrea getting an incurable diagnosis to appreciate how short life is. And Andrea said it to me a million times, like, if people can watch this film and appreciate their lives a little bit more, or confront the challenges they're going through a little bit more without needing an incurable diagnosis to understand that, then it was worth telling this story. So yeah, I hope audiences feel that, and I hope they kind of fall in love with these two characters. I really think Andrea and Megan are real unicorns when it comes to documentary subjects, about how comfortable and natural they are on camera and allowing an audience into their lives. And they're both geniuses in their artistry, and I hope audiences really get to know that as well.
Don't go away. More to come on The Remix. Singer Hannah Connolly returns with her second performance. You don't want to miss it. the second time on the remix, here's Hannah Connelly. Enjoy.
This next song is called Shadowboxing. Shadowboxing with the night. It's been falling down like thunder. Holding on a steady line, thinking I could make it mine, but I lost it somehow. Drinking in the morning light, chasing down an empty feeling. Don't know what it's supposed to mean. I found it in a dream, but I lost it somehow. Busy living on the outside. Don't tell me white lies. It's been at high tide now for a year. Shouldn't be an invitation. Keeping secrets from the night. Knowing wrongs don't make it right, but you're calling on vows. Busy living on the outside. Don't tell me white lies. It's been at high tide now for a year. It's not much, but it's enough. A head full of dreams and a heart full of love. Busy living on the outside. Don't tell me white lies. It's been at high tide now for a year. Busy living on the outside. Don't tell me white lies. It's been at high tide now for a year.
Just incredible. Thank you, Hannah Connelly. Be sure to check out her entire remix performance on our YouTube channel. Thanks for joining us. We'll be back next week for more lifestyle, community, and entertainment news.